Not now, Scarlett.
Welcome back, everyone. It's a new week and the new episode is here. We are turning our eyes and ears towards the Nordics' southernmost country, Denmark. Here we find Dragsholm Castle, located in the northwestern part of Denmark. The castle was founded in the early 13th century by the Bishop of Roskilde, Peder Sunesen. In the 1300s, Dragsholm was one of Denmark's strongest castles and was later used as a state prison. Many of the prisoners were kept in the castle's dungeons, enduring torture and starvation. The castle is said to be one of the most haunted in the country. One of the ghosts said to haunt the castle is the spectre of the Earl of Bothwell. James Hepburn, 4th Earl of Bothwell, was a Scottish nobleman who was forced into exile during the 16th century after being accused of high treason. He was accused of murdering Lord Darnley, the second husband of the Scottish Queen, and captured in Bergen Port in Norway, then a Danish territory. He was imprisoned at Dragsholm Castle by King Frederick II. In 1578 he died in captivity, but according to local tradition, one can still hear the Earl's horse-drawn carriage arriving across the castle courtyard. Next up is Bishop Joachim Renaud. He was a prominent Danish nobleman and the last Catholic bishop of Roskilde, serving from 1529 until the Lutheran Reformation in 1536. Born into a powerful noble family, he navigated a turbulent era of Danish history, often balancing politics and religion during the Reformation. Later captured by the Protestants and imprisoned in the castle, but not in the dungeon. There were certain cells in the castle's tower reserved for the ecclesiastical prisoners. Visitors to Dragsholm have heard moaning in the tower and the sound of presumably Catholic chanting. Moving on to the Mad Lord of Sondergaard. Why was he called the Mad Lord, you ask? Well, it certainly wasn't for just one thing he did. Ejler Brockenhus did it all. From what one might call harmless things, like inviting everyone to his funeral, just to emerge from the coffin after it's been lowered, healthy and very much alive. Brockenhus was notorious for mistreating his servants, beating his wife, and, it is said, shooting a chimney sweep out of a cannon. Imagine that. He had a lot of relationships with women, many unlawful, and he fathered children with women of common birth. The greatest controversy, however, arose when he fathered a child with his brother-in-law's widow. Only a royal pardon spared him from the consequences, and Ejler Brockenhus was eventually permitted to return to Sondergaard. It would seem that the king grew tired of Ejler in the end, after rumors of him having raped and killed his own sister, along with her newborn baby, which he may or may not have been the father of. Brockenhus was brought before the king at Copenhagen Castle to face the charges. The testimony against him was reportedly so overwhelming that the king abandoned the trial altogether and had him sent directly to the state prison at Dragsholm Castle. As the years wore on, he descended further into madness, speaking only in angry murmurs and holding strange conversations with unseen companions. Even today, some claim to hear his disturbed ramblings echoing through the corridors near where he was once imprisoned. And now for our last and probably most famous ghost, the noblewoman Celestine Marianne de Bayonne Guildenstern, who mysteriously vanished within the castle walls around the year 1550. According to legend, her father, Mogens Guildenstern, had arranged for the beautiful young woman to marry a nobleman of his choosing. But Celestine had fallen in love with a stable hand, and the two carried on a secret affair. Before long, she became pregnant. When her father discovered the scandal, he flew into a rage. As punishment, he allegedly ordered that his own daughter be sealed alive within the castle wall, where she was left to perish in darkness. Today, Celestine is known as the White Lady of Dragsholm. Visitors and staff alike claim that her ghost still wanders the castle's corridors, dressed in the same flowing white gown she wore on the night of her terrible fate. For centuries, the tale was dismissed as nothing more than folklore. But in 1910, during renovation work at the castle, workers made a chilling discovery. Hidden inside a bricked-up section of the wall lay the skeleton of a young woman. Whether the remains truly belonged to Celestine remains unknown, yet the discovery gave new life to one of Denmark's most haunting legends.